And good morning to everyone. Today is Tuesday. I'd like to welcome everyone back. I think we have all of our microphone issues worked out this morning. I apologize for yesterday. I had put a new camera in. It's got a different little look to it there. And, well, I forgot to check to see if it had a microphone to it, and it did. And they were both trying to listen to me at the same time. So my apologies on that. So hopefully everything is good this morning. You can hear well, and you can see well as we begin a Tuesday morning, and it is cold today. As we start out today, I believe we're at around 28 degrees this morning. Let me double check my temperature here as we begin this day. We're headed for a high of about 69 today. It's going to be a warm day for us, so be prepared for that and enjoy yourself. As we begin this, we got a lot to talk about, what went on over the state, what's happening locally, all of these things. So be a part of it as we get forth. It's 31 now. I double check those temperatures. 31 in the high today will be right at 69, so warm weather there. One feature that we've added, and I hope you'll take a look at this, and I'll add it to the website. I hadn't had a chance to get all that straightened out on Facebook. You can now take a look at this, and this is the weekly report that comes to us from Shubuta County. If you hadn't had a chance to look at the weekly arrest report from Shubuta County, it comes out on Monday mornings. We post that, and you can go through and read about all the arrests that they have there. Eric Clarke and the gang do a great job in Shubuta County, and you read all about it. Of course, we also feature the Lauderdale County Report daily, and we also do the Meridian Police Department on a daily basis as well. If you want to read those, we'll be adding the City of Philadelphia very soon, so you can find out what goes on behind the scenes in all those areas of the arrest and what's happening in your community. That's what's good about it. We'll add more as we move right along there. As we look at a few of the headlines from yesterday, there was a fender bender yesterday, is what we'll call it there. North Hill Street. Not sure if you saw this or not as you were getting your day started there, but a boat had a little incident there on North Hill Street. Kind of blocked up traffic for just a little while. That was right down past the bowling alley as you were headed toward Highway 19. Nothing serious, but police had to come out and get everything rolling again with traffic. Nothing worse than having your boat hit. Pretty serious one there. Also, we had the volunteer fire departments. Another busy day on this, and we're going to talk more about not to burn right now, especially this week. It's in the forecast every day all the way through Sunday of heavy gusty winds. It's just best not to burn. But also, the volunteer fire departments, they do a lot there. As we went out to I-20 yesterday, had a little bit of an incident there to where a car caught fire at mile marker 160 in the eastbound lane at I-20 there. That was out near the TA outskirts of town there. So they got that extinguished and got that taken care of. But that did happen yesterday also. Happened before you know it. You see that a lot. Cars just catch fire. Always be careful also if you pull off the edge of a road and get a phone call, not to do that in grass. They're hot. They'll catch fire. Another thing that went on in the city limits in Meridian yesterday, and I think most heard about this, was the traffic light incident. If you were on B Street, where it crosses the 18th Avenue Bridge, it goes up toward the hospitals. A log truck was turning there, and it caught the traffic light, ripped it down. They stayed there till Public Works could get there and repair all that, but that caused a little bit of a delay there at the bridge yesterday afternoon. So always remember those. I didn't get caught in that, thank heavens, but that kind of happened quickly there. Let's see, and then yesterday afternoon, right at dark 30 as you were getting off and getting ready to go home, let me pull this up here. You don't see this very often, but Meridian, 5-car pileup, maybe? No, let's call it a 5-car fender bender in Meridian is what we'll call that. This was in front of Walmart on Highway 19, and amongst all of this is 4 to 5 cars that, well, crashed into each other. You don't normally see that many, and that did happen yesterday afternoon. Everybody was okay, but still one of the bigger little pileups that we've had in the Meridian area there. So keeping you up to date on all that. Again, that was late yesterday afternoon when all that took place there if you were going. Now, another thing, we don't have many of these in Meridian. We have from time to time. I remember a while back, a month and a half ago, right on the outskirts of Meridian, somebody bumped someone that was riding a bicycle and drove off. This yesterday was done intentionally as we go to a hit and run on 43rd Avenue in the city limits of Meridian. This did happen yesterday, and as We pulled that up. It ended up the individuals knew each other. This was the 1600 block of 43rd Avenue. Most likely some form of an argument, but they did arrest someone over that of bumping someone. It was minor injuries. It wasn't anything life-threatening, but still, bump with a car is not good to do to someone. Shame, shame. You shouldn't be doing things like that. They did catch him, though. We also get word of let me put this up. If you live in the city limits of Meridian, maybe you do, you want to keep this in mind. Also, a boil water notice has been issued for the area south of 14th Street, west of Highway 11, and north of I-20. This little light shaded area there takes in 8th Street and Valley Street and these areas here. They'll let us know when that has been lifted. So, boil water notice is very important to know about those in the city limits of Meridian. And as always, if you're watching from a different community and you have a boil water notice, make sure that we know about it. You can inbox us or email us. All the information is there online to where you can send it. We can let everybody know in your community what's going on there also. Let's see what else we had going yesterday. Oh, this was tragic, I guess is the word to put in this. Clarke County is where we go. A hit and run happened yesterday. Well, a drive-by shooting in the city limits of Shubuta. Not sure if you're aware of that went on there. And again, this is one of those cases where they knew each other. The sheriff went down and took care of things, and most likely an arrest will be made on that. As you pull this up, this is the scene of it. Someone was shot in the leg in a drive-by shooting there on Highway 510. A big thank you to Clarke County Hot Topics for sharing their video with us this morning of what went on yesterday. Again, they did know each other. It's not life-threatening, but still, someone shot. We see more and more of that happening in our communities and across the United States. And I read an article this morning as we dig deeper into all of this. All these cities that defunded the police, yeah, they're having second thoughts. And especially, and we'll get into the state news here in just a moment of what's going on, but high schools, as we all know, like in our area, you'll have police officers that are assigned to each school. With this, in these larger cities, they cut out the budget so the cops are not at the schools. You would be shocked of Detroit, Chicago, all of these larger cities that now crime is overtaking the school systems because they don't have the money to provide. And what's that old saying, a buyer's remorse? That's what's happening in these larger cities right now. We hope America will get straightened out. You have a small group start complaining, and then they do away with stuff nationwide, and before long it's too late. Hard to reverse and fix things. Let's hope that does get reversed there. More coming up. We'll head into some state headlines. What's happening around the state of Mississippi? And close, we'll get into all of that here in just a moment at Scotty Ray's Weather. The Precast Group, offering you the best selection when it comes to a storm shelter. Located on 145 South in Meridian, where they offer above-ground shelters that can be installed in your home as you're built in, are conveniently located right outside your home if it's already built. They also offer storm shelters that can be installed in a slight bank or on flat ground. Protect your family today with a very affordable storm shelter from the Precast Group. Highway 145 South, 601-482-0003. The Precast Group. The Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville is passing along these great savings this week. Florida strawberries, $3.99. Cuties or Halos, a 3-pound bag for $6.99. Heinz ketchup, 38-ounce, 2 for $7. A1 steak sauce, a 10-ounce bottle, 2 for $7. Kraft mac and cheese, $1.29. Assorted pork chops, $1.29. And certified Angus beef boneless ribeye steak family pack, $14.99 a pound.
We're down home, down the street, Piggly Wiggly.
Always good to drop in and visit with Joe and the gang out at Piggly Wiggly. Always a clean, safe place to go. If you haven't done any shopping with Joe before, visit with him. You'll enjoy it there. Good folks in our community there, and always support what's going on in our communities. So what's happening across the state of Mississippi this morning? Maybe you've seen this. We've had our fair share here in the Meridian area, and Neshoba County has had it. And as we move south of the Meridian area, it is starting to be, it was a statewide problem yesterday. Numerous schools were with bomb threats, violence. And as they dug into this, several schools were closed, multiple ones closed. Covington County, Smith County had some issues with this. And let's go to Smith County here. And this is being reported Let me pull this up where you can read this. The Smith County Sheriff's Office, as we read this, says this was listed last night. After diligent work and nonstop efforts by the numerous law enforcement agencies combined, they have identified the individual who made a threat to our school system. Now, again, Smith County got threats, also Covington County. Numerous schools did. The owner of the social media account was identified late yesterday afternoon. The individual was a male juvenile who resides in another county outside of Smith County. The identity will not be released because of a juvenile. The matter is going to be handled in the youth court. Schools ran smoothly, so they have caught who did this, and that's according to Smith County Sheriff's Department. And that is good. We don't need these threats, and sometimes accounts are hacked, and that individual didn't do it, but apparently they did track it back to the person who made a threat against several schools. It's not good. We hate that even happened. But glad they made an arrest on it. And maybe with something like this can be stopped from future events happening in the future. Maybe this will put a stop to it. We certainly hope so. And I just got a message. Let me share this just because it's early in the morning. Daylight is starting to come out. A friend of mine, Will, sent me this just a message ago that he was leaving his neighborhood this morning around 5 a.m. in the Briarwood area. Guy was very suspicious looking in his neighborhood. He stopped and said, "What are you doing?" I didn't have a phone. It was dead. And I wanted to know the direction of North Hills. And I was going to show the picture, and it, for whatever reason, is not wanting. I'll have to pull this up, but I'll do a quick snippet to where you can see this. It's not acting right on the screen for whatever reason here, but that gentleman there, it's hard to see leaning up against a fence. That was in the Briarwood area. So if you have any issues this morning in the Briarwood area there, we do have a picture of someone that was floating around that was rather suspicious. And that's what it takes, are things like this. When something goes on in your neighborhood, snap a picture, know what's going on. This may not be anything to that. But document it. Something doesn't look right. We have too much crime in our areas, and the only way we're ever going to stop it is to do it together. So be on the lookout there in the Briarwood area there. And you never hate to accuse anybody of anything, but odd, I think most people would say that early in the morning, no phone and floating around a neighborhood that you don't live in. Yeah. That ain't good. We all know that. So what else is going on around the state of Mississippi as we look at this, as we had the multiple schools closed there? We are under a red flag warning due to fiery conditions. And as I pull this up, this is what the state of Mississippi looks like. Fiery conditions. We'll get deeper into this with the weather in just a moment. But that is the entire state of Mississippi. Do not burn. Now, we are seeing our first burn bans for the state. We've got two counties that have burn bans. It's going to be Adams County in the Natchez area, and also Panola County is also a no-burn county at this point. We're close to it. If you'll look all around, the volunteer fire departments and also the cities are busy putting out fires. Anything that is, we've got wind gust each day all the way through the weekend. So don't burn it. Just wait, hold off after this rain. It should get better for us. Now, here's something that some are calling in the state of Mississippi underhanded. Others are saying, well, I don't know. Do y'all remember a year or two ago when the truck driver ran for governor? He didn't do any advertising. He won the Democratic side, truck driver. All he did was go down and file a fee, and he ran, and, well, he won the bid for the Democratic. I think that's good. More power to you, no matter who you are. But some are calling some ruh-roh in the state of Mississippi as, is it 30? Let me see what that number is. A bunch of, I thought I had the exact number of Republicans that went in to do this. Basically, it's 30. 30 Republicans have gone in and created a bill that it hasn't passed yet. It's made it through one of the houses, and we'll go to the next one, to where if you want to run for office in the state of Mississippi, the charge will be higher for what they say is the word riffraff, maybe, to keep people from just going up and going, yep, I want to run, and signing a piece of paper. Do you agree with that? Right now, it's just a small a very small fee that you do. There's only 3 other states that do this. Alabama is one of them. If you run for a senator in Alabama, it's going to cost you $925. If you run for Arkansas State Senate, you have a $7,500 fee on the Republican side, $45 for the Democrat side. State representative, $3,000. Delaware does it also, about $1,000. Mississippi is much cheaper at this point. Do you agree with that, to where we should charge more to keep less people for running for office, or land of the free, do what you want? I hadn't thought about this long enough yet to decide which side of the fence I want to be on this. But some are saying this is far extreme. Something to think about, though. It would cut out a lot of people because they wouldn't be able to come up with the money to go, I want to run. But is that what we really want? Do we want to keep it to where this goes? We'll see. Maybe that should be voted on by the people. Possibly there. We'll see there. Let's see what else is happening there. Vicksburg man was stabbed in Louisiana. He's been identified as 29-year-old from Louisiana. He was killed in Queens Court. He's dead now. That's not good. Another Mississippian killed out of state. We got any Willie fans? Willie Nelson? Anybody out there like Willie? He's going to be making his way to Jackson, Mississippi. Well, actually, Brandon. Willie's coming to the Brandon Amphitheater. He will be showing up on May the 7th. So if you're a big fan of Willie, you'll want to get tickets to go see that. How old is Willie? Isn't he like upper 80s now? Still putting on shows. Also, they've made an arrest in a fatal shooting in Columbus, Mississippi. Yep, it does involve a nightclub where a bunch of this stuff does happen. James Overstreet of Louisville, he's 45 years old, has been arrested in connection with a shooting there at a nightclub in Columbus, Mississippi. As your mama would say, and I've said it before, nothing good happens after midnight. Stay out those places, they say. Let's see, a Mississippi woman, and this happened, where was this at that this went on? This is going to be Tupelo is where this happened. Oxford. Bicycle thefts. You don't think much about that, but she's been charged with larceny of bicycles. I'm going to go to jail. It's not going to be for taking a bicycle from somebody. Charge and a mark against your name. She doesn't look happy in her mugshot either. Not happy at all. So we'll watch that as crime continues there. Other big stories that we found. Do you remember the story a few months back? It's been a few weeks, rather, a month and a half, I think, in the Jackson area, where a man, a woman, and a dog were found murdered in the home. As they dig deeper into this, and it's, like I said, been over a week. It's been nearly over a month. Deputies found the bodies of Suzanne White, she was 57, Merrill Schertz, who was 54, and a puppy dog in the home. They were shot. They have absolutely no leads on this at this point. It's Hinds County where this took place. They don't know who, what, or why. It was after a welfare check, and they had been there a week at that point when they were found. Hopefully more will come out of this. You hate for these dead ends on things like this to come about. Horrible to be killed in your home and have no idea who did it. As we go across, and boy, Alabama is speaking out this morning. As we look at this, police were in a shootout with a South Carolina man in Alabama. As we go to this, and the sheriff there was talking about, it was a deputy that was parked on the side of the road across from like a Waffle House. He was filling out his paper and was going to go eat when a man and woman come running at him and said that there was a man with a gun across the street. Well, about that time, he steals a car from someone, and he gets after it. He starts shooting at police, and before long, it was a shootout. He was taken down by the Alabama police, and as they dig deeper into this, the sheriff of the county says this should have never happened. He was let out time and time again with offenses. He says, you look at the rap sheet, he should have never been on the street. He was furious about it, and I have to agree with the sheriff. There's too many people like that don't need to be on the streets of America. Someone was almost hurt. They took him down before he could hurt someone else. But that happened in Alabama. That was in Oxford, Alabama is where all that took place. And the Chief Bill Partridge made those remarks there. Should have never happened. As we look at some nation, we talked about that where crime has overtaken the city schools nationwide, especially in these larger cities, to where they're going, well, we need them back, but we've taken away the money. Let's see what happens. Is Putin backing down? We're not sure. But they have seen signs of some items being withdrawn from Ukraine. Wednesday is the deadline tomorrow that he says he's going to invade. We'll watch this closely as the world watches as well. Putin and the standoff in Ukraine. More of the same going on in Canada as these folks get arrested. Their bank accounts are being seized. Have you seen this, where a state of emergency was called on this by Canada? And they're seizing the bank accounts of anybody as they arrest. They claim that they've taken guns and money and all types of things from the protesters there on scene. It's a mess. Will this extend to America? A good chance that this will come as truckers block this bridge. Getting worse and worse over there. Coming up next, we're going to check your forecast, let you know exactly what's going to happen today. Severe weather is right around the corner. We want you to be prepared and know what's coming. It could be some serious weather right around the corner. All that's on the way next here with Scotty Ray's Weather. Since 1985, Miss Rodney's Muffler Shop has been taking care of you. As a matter of fact, they're ranked as the #1 muffler dealer in the South Central Mississippi area. Still located on 8th Street, where you can conveniently drop in. Well, they offer you all the Flowmaster and dual pipes that you'll need, any custom bending for your vehicle. They offer mufflers, muffler deletes, and even factory stock mufflers. They can even install a converter for you. 482-8211. 8 to 5 Monday through Friday, and they're open until noon on Saturday. Looking over some of the comments there, that a lot of you agree that it should be your right to run. We brought up in that newscast story just a few moments ago about where they want to charge more to run for office. A lot of you going, no, don't agree with that. As we glance over some of the comments there, a lot of folks like Willie. Yeah. Good morning to Terry Carter. How are you feeling today? Bree Packer from downtown Decatur. Hope everything's good there. Joy Henson, good morning to you. Nothing better. Up in Preston, Mississippi. Aruna Bonner, how are you? Rachel Grapple, glad to see you here. Also, let's see, Joyce Snowden Godwin is up today. We also got Janie Burtill, glad you're here with us, and Danny Bryan. Bunch of folks stirring today. It's always good to see y'all. Let's see here. Russell Lee is having a birthday. There you go. Let's look at the weather. Now, again, I cannot stress to you about the weather that is coming. This looks to be a major weather event that's going to arrive Thursday, and it should happen in our area somewhere between in the afternoon hours from 2 until 7. We'll look at this chart here in just a moment and give you all the details, but this is one of those heads up. We got a few days out, severe weather with the strong possibility of this particular area being the tornado alley of what's going to happen. This could be a major outbreak. And when I tell you the number that it could be, this would be several states. It could be anywhere, from 20 to 30 tornadoes that actually break out throughout the Southland. That includes 4 or 5 states. But it has the Meridian area in Mississippi right in the center of the highest threat. We'll look at that chart here in just a moment. So be weather alert and be ready for this as it comes. We look at our record highs and our record lows today. It was 1989. Ooh, how long ago that's been. 84 degrees. Doesn't seem it, but it was. In 2021, that was just last year. We had a record low, 16 last year. Anybody remember that? I've almost forgotten about it, but it was a cold day last year. As we look at the forecast for today, it's going to be nice. Meridian, 68 degrees as we go south. Same as that way in Hattiesburg. Over to Vicksburg, 70-degree weather today. Columbus, Mississippi State area, about 68 also. Louisville and Philadelphia, perfect weather with sunshine everywhere. As we go across to our Alabama state line to our friends there, 68 Demopolis as well, all the way through Livingston, Geiger, Panola, these areas will see great weather as well with sunshine and 68 today. You'll be able to wear a short-sleeve shirt, especially if you work outside. Keep busy, moving around. It'll be warm there. This is where we watch our wildfire conditions. Be careful with this. What we've got here, open burning should not be attempted right now. Wildfires spread rapidly with gusty winds. Burn bans, again, right now so far, there's only 2 counties in the state of Mississippi. We do expect it to be more before it's done, but hold off. Wait till after the storm passes and all of this rain comes in to wet things down. And let's go back to the map here as we look at this. This is what the entire state looks like on the map here as we look at that. All of this. This is called, as you look at this, a fire weather warning for the entire state of Mississippi and portions of Louisiana. Don't burn. Hold off. That's what we want you to do there. So pay attention to that. It's not worth catching something on fire. All right, let's get to what we're expecting on Thursday. Let's pull this map up. I want you to understand just how severe this could be. Look at that. Typical up here, greater, and right here, the greatest chance of a tornado outbreak, and that's our area right there. Now, I can't guarantee you the exact location that a tornado could strike, but it could be anywhere in our immediate listening area in the state of Mississippi, from southwest Mississippi across through Columbus, Meridian, Clarke County, these areas, Wayne County, into the edge of Alabama. So we're days in advance on this, and this is coming. This is Wednesday night. This is Thursday of what we're expecting. We'll look at my radar here in just a moment, pull it back up for you to see. Severe storms. We're under that. We're up to a level 2 already as we glance at our severe weather. As we move forward, Alabama as well. And this will go all the way over, taking in Birmingham, Selma, into this level 2. If you're watching from the edge of Alabama also there. Gusty winds, tornadoes are possible with this storm also as we look at this. Now, as we move through, this is our timeline that we're looking at. The Meridian area, this is going to go down to about Wayne County, 2 to 7 o'clock. From here south to Mobile, we're looking at 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. Our immediate area, anywhere, let's call it right after lunch, from 12 o'clock. And this could be tweaked in between now and Thursday, but we're looking at that timeline from, let's call it lunch, till about 8 o'clock, be on the safe side. It'll be a little bit of changing there. What are we doing with temperatures? This is all happening here because of that. Warm in Mississippi, look at that. Above average. 70-degree weather in February. Yes, sir, Bob, we're ahead of it. As we look at our 7-day outlook, here we are. And, we've got hot weather as we glance across the state. Day 69 is what we'll get today. By tonight, we'll get down to 45 with gusty winds of 20 miles an hour. Wednesday, 69. Slight chances of rain move in Wednesday night with a 30% chance. Severe weather out to our west. And then this is where, as we say, it will be rough. Thursday, 100% chance of thunderstorms. Be ready for this and be prepared as severe weather enters our area there. Let's go ahead and jump ahead to mid-February as we look at this. 60s and even a day of 80-degree weather on the 23rd. We'll watch that also. That doesn't sound good either. But we'll jump back down to the 60s there. Now let's go over and take a look at radar, and let's show you what we've got here on the map here of dealing with what's coming for us on Thursday, just so you're aware of this, of severe weather. Let me turn on my severe weather map, and we go to day 3, which is going to be Thursday, and here it is. This is what we're expecting here. All of this area right here is going to be the severe weather where tornadoes could break out. Most of the entire state of Mississippi, and again, this cuts over, taking in the Birmingham area, almost to Huntsville. But all of this area here is one of the greatest threats of tornadic activity on Thursday. So, be weather alert, have a plan as we go into this. And I'll keep you updated with this as this nears. We don't want any of this to happen. But we've got a few days out. Have a weather plan. Know where you're going to go. If you hear of a tornado warning, make sure you can get to a safe place away from windows. We'll go all this more at 8 o'clock and tell you more about it. Candace is going to be coming in at 8 o'clock. I want to say thank y'all for coming by and visiting with me a few moments this morning. A lot is going on in our area, and we try to keep you up to date with the very latest there. Be careful, as always, and thank y'all for joining us. A big thank you to all the sponsors. That's where it all happens here. Thank you. We'll be back in about 1 hour as we'll start off the Scotty Ray Candace show beginning at 8 a.m. right here, and also we'll include a little television as well. Come join us. We'll see you soon. Again, right now, 31 as we climb to a high of 69, just barely below that freezing mark. Be careful. We'll see you back in a few moments here.
Scotty Ray's Weather is brought to you by